take it on now. We see in Africa high inflation and currency depreciation and underperforming stock markets, all impacting African millionaires and billionaires at this time. I have a report from Henley. Joining us now is Troy Henley, Managing Director, Henley Partners, the London office. Great to have you on the show.
Hi, yes, thank you for having me.
So can you give us an overview of the African Wealth Report and its impact in 2024?
Sure. Okay. So at Henley & Partners, we are specialists in residence and citizenship by investment. And I think because of the demand from Africa and the presence that our firm has in the continent, a few years ago, we decided to put together the Africa Wealth Report, which simply tracks the trends of wealth across the continent, the growth of wealth, the declines in certain pockets, and certain trends that we notice. And I think as Africa is considered one of the youngest continents globally with some of the biggest potentials in terms of wealth growth, there are a lot of eyes on the continent to see just how this growth and these trends play out.
So with what we're seeing, so far, we're seeing African currencies being pressured a lot at this time with a rallying dollar. How resilient are the millionaires in Africa?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a very topical point right now. So in the short term with the Africa Wealth Report, one of the main things we're seeing is that the number of millionaires is actually receding a little bit. And it's definitely to do with currency pressures, general economic concerns, especially in Nigeria, you see there's a cost of living crisis. All of these things is putting pressure on households, and that's meant a drop in millionaires. However, there is some positive news to all of this. The long-term trajectory is very promising. In fact, the IMF sees Africa, or sub-Saharan Africa rather, as one region with one of the highest growth rates in millionaires in the years to come. So these numbers will boom, and that can only mean great things for the continent.
Right, and I know in computer games, we talk about difficulty levels. Talk to me about how difficult or easy it is to become a millionaire or a billionaire in Africa at this time.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think most people would agree that it's slightly becoming easier, with the rise of technology getting in the hands of younger generations that are able to join the workforce and support big business. I think most people would agree that it's never been easier, and it's getting easier for development in Africa in terms of high net worth millionaires, billionaires, and so forth. And also, as I alluded to earlier, there are a lot of regions in the world looking in at Africa with all the abundance of resources, the young population, and so there's a great chance that inward investment into Africa will increase, and that's only going to mean good things.
Are you seeing any unusual sources of wealth at this time?
No, I think it's generally across the report. There's a lot of traditional industries. We're seeing the growth of wealth. Natural resources, oil, gas, agriculture to an extent, import-export businesses. So I wouldn't say there's anything too unusual at the moment. I guess one of the things that is really growing and is noticeable is the technology industry. There's a few hubs around Africa that you can see. These cities are really trying to make a name for themselves to attract investment into technology. That could be very interesting.
All right, thank you. We'll keep tracking to see how many billionaires are minted in Africa in 2024. Thank you so much, Troy Henley, MD, Henley & Partners, London office. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.